Hello, students. We are now ready to begin Unit 11, which is over acids and bases. So I want to look at the notes first to go over the first assignment with you because it's really not going to require much of a lecture, but a little bit of explaining would probably help you. So let me freeze the screen here. So if you have your notes, Unit 11.1 notes in front of you, as you can see on the screen here, and then also pull out the assignment, Unit 11.1 assignment number 1, acids and bases, this one right here. I want to go through that with you. So a lot of this is going to be able to be pulled straight from the notes. Okay, so on the front page here, questions 1, 2, and 3 deal with acid-base theories that we're going to go into in much more detail on our next lesson. So as you can see here, this is the Arrhenius definition here on the first page of our notes, down at the bottom, and then beginning on the next page is the Bronsted-Lowry definition of acids and bases, and then below that, and don't worry about the examples there. We're going to be doing those in class on our next lesson. So we're just going to skip right on by that. And then the third acid-base theory is Lewis. Remember him? It's the same Lewis with Lewis dot structures. He's the bond guy, remember? And this is also an acid-base theory attributed to him, the Lewis acid-base theory. So then the next thing on the assignment, number 4, asks you identify properties below is applying to either acids, bases, or both. This is followed right next on the next section of notes here. Properties of acids are listed here. We'll go over those in a little more detail on our next lesson. Bases are right below them. And then let's turn our assignment to the next page. Now here's where we have a nomenclature review of acids and bases. Okay, so it's been a little while since we've done that. So I'm going to refer back to Unit 4.2, which is our nomenclature unit, in particular on acids and bases. So I'm going to bring that up here on the screen really quick. There it is. And you don't need to necessarily go back to this, but just for reference, these are your notes from Unit 4.2 over nomenclature, about probably 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through when we did acids. And so as I advance this here, remember there were 3 rules for naming acids, and it depended on the negative ion's name that was found in the acid. If the negative ion's name ended in IDE, then the acid began with the name hydro. We replaced the ion IDE name with an ic at the end, and then the main part of the name stayed in the middle. So as you can see here, our example, the acid HCl, which contains the chloride ion, is named hydrochloric acid. The next one would be hydrobromic acid. The next one, hydrocyanic acid. And remember, for sulfide, acids that contain sulfur, regardless of type, add a UR syllable in the middle there, right before the ending. And so H2S is not hydrosulfic acid, it's hydrosulfuric acid. H3P is not hydrophosphic acid, it's hydrophosphoric acid. Any acid containing phosphorus adds the OR syllable before the ending. The next rule was for acids whose negative ion's name ended in ate. The acid's name ended in ic. There's no hydro prefix. And so HNO3, which contains nitrate, is nitric acid. H2SO4, which contains sulfate, again with that UR added, would be sulfuric acid. Carbonic acid, H2CO3. Phosphoric acid for H3PO4, again the OR syllable in there. And then C2O4 is the oxalate ion, so that would be oxalic acid. The last one was when the anion's name ended in ITE, then the acid's name, again, no hydro, but now the ending switches to OUS. So H2SO3, which contains the sulfide ion, would be called sulfurous acid, again, the extra UR syllable. HNO2, which contains nitrite, would be nitrous acid. H3PO3 would be phosphorus acid with the OR. So that's a little review of acid nomenclature. As far as bases go, mainly we're just looking at soluble hydroxide compounds. If you remember our study of neutralization reactions, where an acid and a base yields a salt and water, the base was a soluble hydroxide compound. Hydroxide compounds are simply ionic compounds that contain a metal ion or a positive ion along with the hydroxide ion. So they're just named accordingly. NaOH, sodium hydroxide, Ca, parentheses OH, parentheses 2, calcium hydroxide, etc., etc. So that would cover you doing questions 5 and 6 on this first assignment. On the nomenclature review, that's just for acids and bases. Question 7, in regards to the self-ionization of water, that continues on in the notes right here on the next page, so you would look to that. And then on the next page of the assignment, the rest of those questions are referring to the notes here as they continue on from here. Here it talks about Kw, the ion product constant for water, talks about pH and pOH. Here's our solutions, acidic, basic, and neutral. And then pH and pOH scales are here. And then the problems and so forth we will get to later. So that is really all you would need to know to get through this first assignment. And then let's see. I think the last question, let me see here. Yes, right here. Strong acids and bases versus weak. This refers to questions 14 and 15, the last two questions on your assignment number 1 on the very back of the last page. If you go to this page in the notes, you will see the listing of the strong bases and strong acids and what they mean as compared to weak acids and bases. Again, we're going to go over all this in detail in our actual lessons. I just wanted to scroll through the notes with you to help you answer the questions on this first assignment for Unit 11.1, as we can see right here. So that's really all you need to hear from me regarding this. I'll get back to you next when we do our first actual lesson. And so that's it for today. You are to work on that assignment and complete it as stated in the do nows. Let me go back to the do nows really quickly. Whoops, there we go. So as you can see, this assignment would have been collected on tomorrow, the next day. And of course, we won't be doing that now, but make sure you get it finished. Again, the answer key to it, as well as the video that you are seeing right now of this lesson, will be all posted on my Canvas homepage, so you can find them there. So signing off for now. We'll see you at the next lesson.